Hello there, WOT Tankers. Welcome back to my videos. I am WOT Blitz, and today I'm going over a new series. Real quick before I do get into the series, though, I wanted to thank Martin Dogger and WOT Blitz for shouting me out, helping my channel grow in subscribers. Right now, I'm currently trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, and you guys have helped so much. I've gained so many subscribers in the last week. It is insane. Probably 100% more than I've earned last week and the week before that and the week before. And you guys have just been such a great help to me. So I really want to thank you guys for helping me out, and Martin Dogger and Fugits for helping grow my channel in general. But back into the video, I am starting a new series, and this is probably going to be called Worst Teams or something. Not Worst Teams, Worst Tanks. I already have that. But Worst Tanks is going to be a different series that I don't think is in Blitz as of right now, so that's why I wanted to do it, something unique. And what it's going to be is it's going to have the worst statistically played win rate vehicles, so, anything like below 50% win rate on Blitz Stars for the past 90 days, I'm going to make a video on, and I'm going to play the tanks for you live so that you can get my opinion of the vehicle. It's not like I'm going to play 10 games in it and pick out the best game. You guys can see how I'm moving the screen right now, and I'm going to stop. So I'm actually playing it live. You guys are going to get my opinion on the vehicle, whether or not I actually think it is crap, and why the win rate is so low. And today the tank I'm going to be doing is the tank you can see on screen, the VK30.02D. And this is a Tier 7 medium tank, which runs along the Leopard line. And I actually quite enjoyed this tank when I first got it, but that was years ago. So I'm going to give this tank another shot and see what I think of it and see what you guys think of it. So, starting off, I think the main reason this tank has such a bad win rate is because you can see the 88 millimeter on this tank is a really, really bad penetration statistics, 145 standard, which is okay, I guess. But it's the APCR that really makes this vehicle have its downfall at only 195. Which means that you're really not able to penetrate like an IS-5. You can't damage an IS-5 with this tank. How are you supposed to do that? You can't penetrate its turret, you can't penetrate its upper plate, you can't penetrate its lower plate with APCR. And that's the same thing for like a Type 59. So the main issue with this vehicle is trying to run it aggressively and the way it's meant to be played with this really crappy penetration. However, at the same time, it has a very, very, very nice damage per minute at 2,300, almost 2,400. It's got very nice damage at 220. It's only about a 5.6 second reload. So it also has very good statistics on the vehicle. So overall, I think it actually is quite a well-balanced vehicle. And you can see that Panther over there has the same gun as me. And I actually did run this gun on the Panther when I did grind down the Panther line to get the 50M, which is one of my favorite tanks in the game. But let's get stuck into this replay, as you can see. Now, as always, I'm going to take a close look at the lineup the enemy team has. SU-152, SU. I want to guess where those tanks would be sitting. But the main tanks I'm looking at right now are the SPIC and the Comet, because I am a medium. And I see that we have 3 fast tanks, and they only have 2. And there is one of their fast tanks right there. Load an HE round, boom, and that sucks. Unfortunately, that did not penetrate, but since I'm spotted, I'm going to back up here just to make sure they don't have any tank destroyers sitting in that back. I don't think they do, so I'm going to push aggressive, though. Because sometimes, you'll push aggressive, and then there'll be one tank destroyer sitting in that bush, and you'll be like, what the hell? And you'll lose, 80% of your hit points right off the bat, and that'll just piss you off really bad. And I don't have a great temper for all the tanks. I don't last very long before I get quite angry at the game, and it's just not fun for me, and I'll have to stop playing. And I'm not sure what the enemy team's doing right now, but I do see a J Panther too, and I want to tap him. So we're going to tap him once, and I actually think this reload's quick enough to tap him again. I'm going to take a blind shot there. I'm not sure if that hit, but I hope it sure did. And right now I see that my mediums are just getting demolished. That was an 800 damage round he received, which must mean that SU-152 is somewhere back here. Yes, he is. Now that SU is going to run over this ridge, so I don't want to get hit by him. So I'm going to push my vehicle in a safer spot, maybe get this SPIC once. Nope, let's try and get this IS. Okay, I'm going to bounce through the IS. As you can see, really, really crappy gun statistics. That is the main problem with this vehicle. However, we're still doing decent, I guess. We're not pulling out any amazing damage, but I'm doing a bit of damage at least, which is good enough for me. I don't think we're going to get any more damage out this game, unfortunately, which really sucks. Only 800 damage, that's not spectacular, but you saw the vehicle really doesn't have good penetration in the first battle, and that's one of the main issues with this vehicle, is the penetration is completely awful. And, even a Tiger 2 is above 200 millimeters thick, so you pretty much can't penetrate any Tier 8 vehicle that has over 190 millimeters thick. And not to mention that shell normalization means that any angles over 70 degrees means all your shells are going to ricochet. And the AP shells on this tank are just absolutely atrocious. Now, this is only a Tier 7 match, but still, that SU-122-44, we can only penetrate in the lower plate with our AP shells, which is just such a shame that this vehicle has such a great gun mounted on it, but it has such bad penetration. Now, personally, I think they should buff the vehicle's pen just a little bit. I feel that it's so bad that it deserves a little bit of a buff. Maybe like 180 on the standard AP and like 220 a PCR pen. I think that would be fair, just because people just really can't penetrate a tier 8. What are you supposed to do when you go up against a VK100-01P in this vehicle? And you can see this thing doesn't have spectacular armor. So pretty much what happens is you go up against people that have a better gun, like that Comet. How much gun depression does the Comet have? Like 12 degrees, is it? So you're going up against people that had a better gun depression. You can see I literally bounced that SU-100. Why? Again, Comet shoots us. I really can't do much about that Comet right now. He has way more gun depression than us, and he has such a quick reload. It's almost impossible for me to actually even have a fair fight against this Comet. And even though I'm a pretty good player, and I would consider myself good enough to at least fight him, he's got so much more gun depression, there's really nothing I can do to counter him right now. Now, this vehicle actually has decent armor for side scraping, so that is one thing to keep in mind. But again, really, we tracked that Kuro. That is not what you like to see. And that Kuro, I think, actually has the same gun as us. You can see that gun is so bad. The pen just could be so much better than it is. Now, one nice thing about this tank is at least it has quite a bit of gun depression. It's sitting at, 8 degrees. So it's enough gun depression to at least get the deed done. But it's not a crazy amount of gun depression, which you really kind of want in these mediums. Okay, good. He's dead. I'm going to try and deal with this Comet now. One nice thing is that I out-damaged this Comet, so I can easily trade shells with him. And since he has very bad armor, you can see, poop, get a 255 roll, which makes him an actual potential one-shot right now. And I know that he doesn't want to be one-shotted by me. However, he's still pushing aggressive for some reason. I don't know why you do that. Judging that I can easily take him out, I'm just going to push right over here and try and clear him, which he is dead now. We got the Black Prince over here. Are we going to be able to fight him? Just tracked him. That sucks. I don't know if he wants to fight us, though. Back up. Perfect. We slam a shell right into the back of him. You can see this gun is fairly accurate. It's definitely accurate enough to be able to get little nice shots off into people. Come on, accuracy? No. German accuracy let me down on that one. You can agree with that. I am just aiming at the weak spots of that tank, and you can see this gun it's just not spectacular. That is the main issue with it, is the gun quite just sucks. And now we're a one-shot to that Black Prince, so I really don't want to get hit by him, which is super hard to not do, because that Black Prince is such a quick reload. I'm just going to try and bait him out here. We managed to get him to miss one shell. There you go, we slam a shell on him. I'm shooting APCR now, because it's not even worth it to shoot standard rounds. Get another shell on him. We are getting some nice shots off, but this is more skill-based. If you're not an extremely skilled player, you're not going to be able to pull off these shots in this vehicle, which is, saying that this tank just really isn't a great tank for a new player, and I think that's the issue with it, is that if you're a new player, there's no way you're going to be able to outperform a Black Prince in this thing. It's just not possible. And you can see, as much as I'm trying here, it doesn't perform extremely well against people that have better damage per minutes, better gun depression. Like, that Comet could have easily torn us apart if he had kept shooting at us. Unfortunately, he got nervous, backed down the hill, and you can see we actually managed to pick up a mastery here, which is pretty impressive judging that this is my second game. That was only 2,500 damage picked up. That's not spectacular, which is just showing how bad the average player is doing in this vehicle. And I'll do one more game for you guys just to put a little bit more diverse into this diversity. At least show you guys one more different map. You saw a map with gun depression. You saw a map where we could flank, and actually this is another pretty good map because this is not gun depression, this is a town map. And it is not the best lineup. I wish I had a better one, but we're up against two top-tier heavies pretty much. Not top-tier, but top-tier against this thing because it is a tier 7. Not to mention a IS-3. The IS-3, the only thing I can shoot him in is the track wheel, and that's pretty much how I damage him. I hope that their team only pushes the Bulldogs and the T-25-2 this way. However, I'm going to push this way. I always push to this spot right here you can see I'm aiming at, and I spot here. It's a very nice spot. You can hide your turret, and because this tank has quite a well-armored turret, it works very well. Now, there's two tanks there spotted. Now, that's the IS-3, which means that I don't think they are going this way. Now, I might regret that, my famous last words. However, as of right now, I'm going to push this tank aggressive. These, I don't know why I can't say that name, but the M41 Bulldogs, there you go, I got it. The M41 Bulldogs are running their tank super aggressive, and you can see this tank has very nice high explosive damage, except for that one. Ignore that. You didn't see that one. Are we going to be able to get the slamming? Yes, we are, because this tank is such a quick reload. You can see I really don't think this is that bad of a vehicle. As hard it is sorry, my English is not doing well today, but as hard as it is to play, it's really not that bad if you have a common sense on playing a medium tank, because you can actually side scrape pretty well in this. You can ricochet some shots. It has a very quick reload. Its camera rating is quite bad. That is one unfortunate thing about it, but we're going to try and flank this T-29 over here. I hope he's alone. I don't know where that ISU is, though. And we found the ISU, which means we do know where he is now. Gonna tap that ISU once. He is running the stock gun, which means he's not a much of a threat. Get another shell into him there. Are we gonna be able to out-reload that AMX? I hope so. I think we are. Yes, and we bounce him in the rear. That just shows how spectacular this tank's gun is. This tank's also pretty good at ramming. You can see we managed to take 100 off him. Again, we bounced the T-25-2. Are you serious? This tank really just has an awful gun. And I really think that's the main downfall of this vehicle is the gun. It's got a very nice hull, very good potential. I just think Wargaming should buff it just a little bit to give it a little bit more penetration. That shot was my fault there. That was not the gun's fault. Overall, though, you can see we managed to win, what was that? Did we win the first one? Yeah, we won all 3 of the matches, which means we pretty much defeated the awful win rate on this vehicle, and we managed to pick up probably, I don't know, I'd say 1,800 average damage in the tank out of those 3 games. This wasn't an awful tank in my opinion, so overall my opinion of this vehicle is I think it's not a bad tank. I don't think it's actually crap. Now, a little poll thing pop up right here. You guys can tell me what you think, if it's awful or not. But I don't think it's that bad, to be honest. I think I could have played it a little bit better. That second game we played, though, really showed how well this vehicle can be played if you push it in the right scenarios and you use the right ammo and you know how to work your penetration. However, this is going to be the end of this video. I hope you did enjoy it. As always, make sure to subscribe. Hit me up in the comments down below. I'll try and respond to you. Join the Discord. It's in the description. And if you want to support me on Patreon, don't forget to do that. But thanks for watching.